Okay, so this is technically our module 2 or course lesson 2, which is it talks about creativity, imagination, and expression. So I divided this into two parts, no? Kay taas man gud siya kaayo, so I para di kayo mo ma-burden, kay I know this is not your only subject, and as I have said before, this is a minor subject, so let us behave as a minor and not a major. So that's why I cut it off into two parts. Ang ganina is just a presentation rajud to of the kay basig makay mga ngano si ina may art subject oy iasam na padrawing-drawingon na mong pasyente maway imbis kay di nakabakod padrawingon pa jud. No, actually there is a deeper, no, correlation between the arts and the nursing profession. Okay, so let's talk about now art appreciation in the fields of creativity, the imagination, and the expression. The learning objectives of this presentation is, of course, the first one, differentiate art from nature. The second is characterize artistic expression based on personal experiences with art. Discuss the nature of art's preliminary expression. And the last one is categorize works of art by citing personal experiences. So, wait sa amin sa So if you notice, wapak adjud tay mga activities ni ini. Actually, di man jud ni sadya yung art subject doesn't need to have a lot of quizzes and everything. But of course, to test your knowledge, I have to create particular quizzes. So, sa karon kas mo party sa mo sa kay di pa kaita, we're not yet on that stage nga mag sige ta og quiz. So I might give a short quiz at the end of this, including the first module that we have discussed. So, but technically, the quizzes are just application. Sometimes na po'y pero wa jud memorization. Was murag true or false man yung exam, kay I don't like multiple choice, kay daghan ko himuon madyo ng true or false ra, kay T ug F ra ug di sa T aw F. Okay, so it takes an artist to make art, so one may perceive beauty on a daily basis. This is quite true, no? Everyone may view a thing of beauty every day, but only an artist can make out an art out of that beautiful subject. Like for example, a particular person A and person B, pareha sila nakakita og beautiful sunset, but only person B can create, no, particular artwork with that subject nga beautiful sunset. Now, not all are gifted with creativity. No more bag, although at some point na punta creativity, but there are those with heightened creativity nga. Let's face it, lami yun sila mo trabaho kay sa ato because that they have this particular gift, no? So not everyone can be considered an artist, but all are spectators of art. I think I have mentioned this before, no? So every one of us can possess the power to understand art and its meaning, but not all of us can make an artwork. Now let's just accept that fact. Okay? Art is a product of man's creativity, imagination, and expression. Tuomode, of course, no? So, dapat it starts with imagination. Imagine ka, what am I going to do with this? Kita ko og koan, beautiful sunset. So, what am I going to do with it? So, na-imagine ako, beautiful sunset dire, dyan na tayo ko dire, dyan na po dahong significant others, so nag-date timing. So, and then, after that, because I am creative, so, may ko nga, unya, natay po'y Leon dire. Oh, Leon diha, Leon dire, dyan namin dire, dyan na mo, beautiful sunset. So, in order to express it, my imagination, so I have to use materials. So, mo na mo come out na ang either painting, drawing, printmaking, etc. So, depende sa unsay gusto na ako as an artist. Say tawag na, the mode, no? So, anyway, we will discuss that later on pa. I mean, in the preceding kanang modules pa or course lesson. Okay? Through art appreciation, we are able to distinguish what is fine and beautiful from what is not and what is good quality from poor. No, as I have said before, this will exposure to art and art appreciation will enhance your skills, no, in distinguishing. Pwede po nga ma-enhance ang skills nga di man adyo siya acceptable nga kuan quality blah 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 so ana. Now, this gives us a role in the field of art appreciation. Okay, so I have here one particular tasks in which you are going to, of course, answer and submit in Moodle. I will provide you a submission link. So this is your task 1. So in one of your encounters with art, I know that you have already encountered a lot with, a lot of art, no? Art is everywhere, baja. So in one of your encounters with art, have you ever felt disconnected from an artwork? Any artwork will do. Was there a point in time when you did not understand what message the art was trying to convey? Explain why you think you did or did not understand the art. Okay, so what you're going to do is, of course, select one particular artwork nga inyong na-encounter, one particular art nga inyong na-encounter in your lifetime, and then answer these questions. Okay? Now let's go to what is art appreciation. Okay? The term art appreciation is referred to as the knowledge of the general and everlasting qualities that classify all great art. It is seen used to refer to the exploration of art forms or the introduction of basic principle of art literacy. So it's all about classifying arts and exploring. No, so technically this this comprises analysis. Let me say art appreciation, not just hala, that is a beautiful artwork. No, it's not a standalone naman ka nga. Ulo, nindot lang gini nga painting on art appreciation na to. Not yet. I mean, that's just appreciating the beauty of the art form. But when we say art appreciation, it technically refers to the general knowledge, not just the beauty, but the general knowledge which constitute the exploration and, of course, the analysis of a particular art work. Okay, art appreciation as a way of life. Now, the role of art as a creative work is to depict the world in a completely different light and perspective. Art has the power to engage you so fully, bringing you into the art moment with that it reduces stress, no? That's why Sartre said, in a different light and perspective. Now, there are artworks that are meant to reduce stress. Maklasify ra na nato pohon. What are those artworks that are meant to reduce stress? Now, study shows that both creating and observing art can reduce cortisol. Lihiro mo ana. The stress hormone. Doing something you love also releases endorphins, or the feel good chemicals that combat stress and reduce pain. So, technically, may ka nga, painting raman na, kanang poem raman na, salida raman na, unsa pa na, kuan raman na, sadyaw raman na, kuan raman na. So, you cannot just na the art because it reduces stress, and we all know that stress is the major killer, 'di ba? So mo na kanang moingon ba gajud nga ay hindi siya ta magpa-stress atong life kay mo na mao ni mamatay tagdali. So in order to reduce your stress, do something that is art related. So in reducing your stress, you are at the same time developing your skills. Hitting two birds with one stone. Diba? Maayo gid siya. We are all aware that art is a way of communication. No artist is trying to communicate something in a form of art. So aside from did I hitting two birds, three birds na, diba? Reducing stress. Honing your observation skills, and at the same time helping the artists. Nga naman nga, you are helping the artists man. Aside from monetary, of course, if you're going to buy particular painting or unsa pa na dihang work of art. No, sorry ha if I am unsa na kanang always mentioning the painting. I love painting. It's my fetish among all the art forms. So, like for example, palit kag painting, so you're helping the artist with financials, but not just that, you are helping the artist no to sana kanang express or kanang padayag sa iyang gibati because you were able to understand him or her, di ba? So malipay ng artist nga ala, oh my god, kanang nasabtan gud ko niya, as complex as I am as an artist, nasabtan ko niya. So that would make them feel good, no? So at the same time, you're helping the artist as well nga ma-release ang iyang whatever feelings or emotions nga naa nakatago sa iyang kinailad man sa kasing-kasing by making or encouraging him to create work of art as a form of communication. So, hitting three birds with one stone. How swerte could it be, diba? Each work of art beholds beauty in its own kind, the kind that the artist sees and wants the viewers to perceive. No, there are artworks, I mean, unsa sa ini nga painting, oy, ang ilara, mura ra manig ka ng, na, wisik-wisik nga mga pintal. But behind that, no, behind that, ugly as it may seem to you, there is always a beauty in its own kind. Maybe you are not just able to connect with that particular art form, that's why you find it ugly. But sometimes ugly is also an art. Baya, the art of being ugly. Joke. Bitaw. Anyway, we will discuss that in our topic, tragic and ugly art. So we will touch that as well. So wait. Oh my god. Okay. More often than not, people are blind to this beauty, and only those who have developed a fine sense of appreciation can experience and see the art the way the artist did. So, this is really important for you, no? As early on you have this particular engagement with art and art appreciation, so at least you can develop your fine sense, because when you are professional someday, and then you have this particular sana kanang fetish, no, nga mag-collect tayo mga art o uban pang malang mananap. So it would not be difficult for you to connect with particular artwork and the artist. Kay naa naman mo'y background. When I was in college, wala jud taon may ingani. As in, what ra, the old curriculum does not honor the art, no? Mura kung basuya ko ba, laoy, maadyo pa sila, kay niagi jud ingani. Anyways, okay. So, when we say, wait sa ha, kang hion jud ko. Sorry sa mga intermission number, pinadaging artista. Okay, where did we left? Kanay, more often than not, people are blind to this beauty, and only those who have developed a fine sense of appreciation can experience and see the art the way the artist did. No, diba? So, and this is so true, no? A person who is not very exposed to art and artworks and the underlying theories and concepts may find it hard to analyze and understand a particular art form the way the artist wants this particular viewer or audience wants him to. Okay? Hence, refining one's ability to appreciate arts allows him to deeply understand the purpose of an artwork and recognize the beauty it possesses. Now, this is what I said when ganina nga kadto mga ugly art forms, not all ugly art forms are ugly. To despite the sa imong tan-aw ang nilad sa ini nga painting, still there lies a beauty within. Maybe you do not have this fine sense of appreciation. You do not have this exposure to arts and artworks. You don't understand about these theories and concepts. That's why you find this particular art form as ugly. No, you were not able to discover the real beauty of that particular art form. In cultivating an appreciation of art, one can also exercise and develop his taste for things that are fine and beautiful. Of course, ba? Even in an ordinary occurrences, no? Kung pirmi ka kanang exposed to an appreciation of things na ma-develop, no, ang imong taste. Hindi ko ani kay kuan man ni, no? It of course sharpened your aesthetic ability in the process. Okay. This allows individual to make intelligent choices and decision in acquiring necessities and luxuries, knowing what gives better value for time or money while taking into consideration the aesthetic and practical value. So see, the art does not just only place the rule of luxury or lingaw-lingaw, no? It also enables you to make intelligent choices and decisions in acquiring necessities and luxuries. Kanabang we have this our decision making is well developed. Yung ka nga, ganahan siya kuan niya. Ay, di sa kay kuan di ay money mauna. So naa kay mga ingana nga inclination once you are exposed to art. So, aside from appreciating art, you are developing your analysis on the matter at the same time. I think I have said this before, Gajud. Na aside from appreciating art, the bonus, no, is you developing your analysis, not just on the appreciation of art, but in general, no, applicable to your life. So that's it. Okay. Learning to appreciate art, no matter what vocation or profession you have, will lead to a fuller and more meaningful life. I think I would like to agree with this, no? So, with all the things I have said, na unsay benefits, no, in practicing appreciation of art, this is true, no? It would lead to a fuller and more meaningful life. Bisag pobre ka, ma-appreciate nimo, no? Because you have this particular vast mindset. Okay, let's talk about the rule of creativity in art making. Now, technically, creativity is defined as the use of the imagination or original ideas, especially in the production of artistic work. Now, that's a general definition of creativity. Now, creativity requires thinking outside the box. So, creativity is the ability to create items that inspire and inform others, often in aesthetically pleasing ways. Creativity is thinking outside of society's norm. That's why it said it's thinking outside the box. When you say you are creative, you do not just stay within the boundary of what the society dictates. No, it is being able to express oneself in different varieties of arts, such as the painting, poetry, sculpture, style, fashion, and etc. In art, creativity is what sets apart one artwork from the other. Sumo na siya ang rule sa creativity in the art making. So, when can we say that something is creative? Now, when we have not seen anything like it, of course, we will say, ulo, kung ano gini, this is something new and quite creative. No? When like for example, upper dible himuon nimong arios, that's something creative. No, kay more open siya nag-ari, pamuntik na ba? Pero I haven't seen someone nga nag-arios og upper dible, but I have seen someone nga nag-bracelet og tinidor. So that's creativity, no? When it is out of the ordinary. So, mao na, akong gingon. It's not ordinary for you to wear, kailan mong upper dible? Kana ba, arpiler. So, it's not ordinary for you to, kanang arios and arpiler. Is it arpirel? Is it arpirel or alpirel? Anyway, basta kanang clip ba? Kanang manusok, sumaw na. It's not ordinary. It's not a common thing, no? Di madya as mabuang sigwa. Kakita pag aris ako nung upper diblebe ja picture kaya makakita ko. Anyway, so na siya. When it is out of the ordinary, when it is not just a copy or imitation of someone's work. Someone siya ang napaday, there is originality. So, na makaingon ka nga, something is creative. So, even if, sige na, it's quite beautiful, whatever it is nga imong gihimo, pero imo ra pud ay nagikopya, so, di na siya, you're not being creative. But, if you have, like for example, ahong work of art, imong gihimong, inspiration into creating something new, no, out of this particular work of art. So that is creativity na. Murag naka-create ka og something out from this particular work of art. Okay? So nowadays, being creative can be quite challenging. So I think I have read something about this. It's more fun in the Philippines. Murag na ato'y argument. Nawa mang gud po na ako basaha og lahos sa I wasn't able to Google it na. Kay murag there is an argument kung kinsa ka join nag-una inganing statement nga it's more fun in kay naamon po lagi it's more fun in Switzerland. Sumo na si Jamrag. There is a discourse. So if you have time, you can Google, no? Basta kay na ato akong nakuanan nga murag I think it's the Philippines who imitate or it's the Switzerland. Now, bahala na sila anyways. So, nowadays, being creative can be quite challenging. But if you would really try, I think every one of us has this particular creative inclination. Maybe you just need to tap it. No? Kinahanglan pa siya i-tap. Okay, so art as a product of imagination, as I have said before, no, it started with an imagination and then you are going to express it using materials in a creative way in order to produce an art form. So art is a product of imagination and imagination is a product of art. Now, imagination is more important than knowledge. For knowledge is limited to all we now know and understand, while imagination embraces the entire world and all there ever will be to know and understand, according to Albert Einstein. Murag pa kayong pagkuno nga tinuod pod, di ba? Kumuyang kag you have this knowledge. No, you have this particular knowledge in how to paint, but you do not have the imagination of what to paint. So, raghapoy kwinta. Yes, sama nimo na imong materials, imong canvas. If you can't imagine something creative, no, to make a particular artwork. Say for example, you have this unsa na kanang knowledge nga unsaon mo pag-arrange og notes in a music, but you do not have imagination kung unsaon nimo pag-arrange. Kabaw ka nga dapat ang sumala A, C, unsa dapat na particular process and arrangement. Kabaw ka ana, you have that particular knowledge, but you do not have an imagination what to arrange. Yeah, samna nimo na imong knowledge. Nga wa makakibag unsa may akong i-arrange. Kamo lay ko mo arrange, wa man ko i-arrange. Wa ko na imagine nga unsa kay akong i-produce nga what type of music should I, is it about broken-heartedness, is it about happiness, is it about sadness, or unsa pa na diha. So diba, so I think Albert Einstein is right with this. So remember that art is made by persons aided by art materials, tools, and skills, and shaped by their creativity and imagination. So no matter how close art is to nature, the human mind, heart, and hands are the ones that shape art. So imagination is very important in creating particular artwork. Diba? Especially if you're going to have this sort of creativity, not just a mere, diba na ako giingon dito nga, there are artworks that are just a mere copies of the subject. So if you want to put in a little bit of distinction, no, a little bit of creativity, so you need imagination. Okay? Imagination is not constrained by the walls of the norm, but goes beyond that. Okay, that is very self-explanatory. So, through imagination, one is able to craft something bold, something new, and something better in the hopes of creating something that will stimulate change. So, mo na ang uh, salient role or importance of imagination. No? In artist's mind sits a vast gallery of artworks. Do you believe so? So I believe in this. An artist has this lot of imagination in their head. They just needed a medium to transform their imagination into an art form. That's why artists are different from us. 'Di ba? Ingon ko ganina nga everyone can become a spectator of art, or you have the power to discover the meaning of an artwork, understand a particular artwork, but not everyone can have or can create an art form because it takes a lot of imagination, creativity, no, in their head. So, of course, with the use of medium, they can transform their imagination into a product. An artwork does not need to be real thing, but can be something that is imaginary. However, something imaginary does not necessarily mean it cannot be called art. Artists use their imagination that gives birth to reality through creation. Now, creating an artwork does not require creating a physical artifact. For example, a musician can make um, a tune, no, without writing it down, or playing it or humming it. The externalization of what's in the head can be useful, but it is not necessary. If this is true of a tune, it is also true of a painting. Artworks are externalized so that they can have an audience. But if they are not externalized, they're still called an art form, or they're still called an art once they are promulgated in the imagination. So that started na. It murag diha na nagsugod nga gi-consider siya nga art. It just an artist just need to externalize it so that they can have an audience, and in such a way they can express their imagination. Now, imagination contains their feelings and emotion. That's why it's also an expression of it. Now, paintings now, as an example of imaginative experience, is less concerned with the look and color of things but is concerned with showing their solidity, inviting us to imagine the tactile or the felt experiences. No, many paintings of the human body or the tattoo, no, are meant to get us to imagine how the body feels in that situation of actual motor sensations. So, mo na siya. An artwork does not need to be a real thing. Okay, so in the same way that imagination produces art, art also inspires imagination, diba? So if you are into art, of course, you are inspired to imagine, and then from imagination comes the art. Okay, art is an expression. So we have now come down to the last, no, as an expression. So from the mere imagination, there is now the use of medium in order to express that particular imagination. So what an artist does to an emotion is not to induce but express it. Through expression, he is able to explore his own emotions, at the same time create something beautiful out of them. Now, one view of emotional expression in art is that it is preceded by a perturbation or excitement from a vague cause about which the artist is uncertain and therefore anxious. Now, the artist then proceeds to express feelings and ideas in words or paint or stone or the like, clarifying them and achieving a release of tension. Someone as a process, when we say art is an expression, so from um, the artist's imagination, so he would proceed into expressing. Now, of course, we imagine because we felt. Now, the imagination now constitute the feelings, the emotions of the artist, and then of course he will proceed. I mean, to express that feelings, no, in and ideas into words. Sa mga na maghimo ba kag story, maghimo ba kag tula, or paint. Mag-paint ba ka, mag-photograph ba ka, mag-unsa pa na diha ba ka, or stone, or the like. Stone, magdukduk ba ka dihag sculpture, no? So, from imagination, the artists clarify them into achieving a release of tension, which the product is the art form or the art work. Okay? Sabtan. Now, this is mga bright mo. I know you were able to. Expressing emotion is different from describing emotions. Remember that expressing emotions is different from merely describing your emotion. This makes people's art not a reflection of what is outside or external to them, but a reflection of their inner selves. So, muna siya. When we say expression, that is a reflection of unsa man their inner selves. Okay? And that's it. Very short, no? So, short man jud siya kay mga introductory pa, just mere philosophies and everything. Not actually philosophies, just a few ano lang na kanang mag-introductory. So, mataas-taas na ang atong video when we discuss the subject, the content, the function. So, ngadto na mo naman dito ang klaro, no? There is now the classification of art. Sa karon introductory pa ta. So, for now, so maura na siya with your very punan to na ho inyong activity. I will post it in Moodle inyong additional activity. So, in this video, kadto rang activity inyong himuon. Okay? But anyway, this should kagulan ang mga activity sa art. You will enjoy it, I am sure. I am really, really sure. So, this should kagulan. Anyway, so that's it, kids. And I might post di sa laman on Wednesday. No, mutuman lamang ko sa hong giingon nga every Monday ang posting of materials kay basigihaan ko ninyo charot. So okay, sa Monday na laman. So you will have time to make your activity. Okay. So that's it. Bye, kids.